Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Friday the 12th of November 2021. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to use the Wildwood Tarot for today's reading. Let's see what these cards have to say about Friday and what the day is going to look like. So let's see. First card is the Ace of Stones, the foundation of life. Okay. Then we've got the World Tree. Wow. And finally, the Two of Bows, decision. Okay, so let's see what this is about. The World Tree is, in the regular tarot, is known as the World card. The Ace of Stones is the Ace of Pentacles, and the Two of Bows is the Two of Wands. So we've got an Ace card, which is a gift from the universe. Then we have a Major Arcana card, so the big theme is about completing something. And then we have a temporary influence, the Two of Bows, which helps you to make decisions about your life purpose and to understand yourself very clearly about what works for you and what doesn't work for you. It's an understanding of self that leads to new beginnings. So the Ace of Stones here, the Ace of Stones usually is represented as a giant pentacle being presented by a disembodied hand coming out of a cloud, and it seems like some sort of a blessing appears out of nowhere. And stones has to do with the element of earth and pentacles in the regular tarot. And that's about your career, your work, your finances, your security, your physical health, what your physical environment looks like. And because we've got the Ace of Stones here, you get some sort of a blessing in a real world practical way. So either you receive a refund on something that you weren't expecting, or a promotion, or an inheritance, or you feel really well, or you understand something about your environment and how to adapt it to make it even better. So there's some sort of a good news which appears in your practical life. And this hasn't got anything to do with the Ace of Stones as a card, but the message I'm picking up on is that you receive some good news in one of those areas, and that good news actually prompts you to take time off and to run away and to amuse yourself and to enjoy yourself and to no longer work diligently, because there's a sense that you've reached some sort of completion point and you deserve some free time. And the message I'm getting is that it's important to keep doing what you're doing, even if you have this great success or triumph or victory, because if you keep going, you'll get to a completion point that gives you total clarity on who you are. But if you run off, and if you walk through the forest here and go swimming and just no longer focus on your own path, then you're going to miss out on this clarity. So in this deck, the Ace of Pentacles says the foundation of life. So it's not just a blessing in a practical sense, it's a way of getting to the core truth of your life and who you are and what's going on. It's kind of like this stone to me, I mean the story that's building up in my mind, it's kind of like, you know, in all those science fiction horror films, like an asteroid lands on planet Earth and it contains certain qualities and alien life and stuff, and it lands and then it starts to take over. So here we've got the foundation of life. We've got this stone with all these magical symbols, and actually it's got the symbol for the World Tree on here. It's some sort of greater wisdom seems to appear out of the blue and hits home. It hits you in your life where you are, and it offers you secretive messages that you kind of have to work to decipher. And there's the potential for new life and for doing things differently. So this card is about ideas about your work or about your existing life. And that's why it's important not to say, oh, I got a check for £100 here. Let me go to a restaurant and dance the night away, or whatever it may be. It's saying, okay, accept the good things that are coming in, but make sure you keep focus on those good things and you try and really understand them, because it's unlikely to be just one good thing. It's much more likely to contain lots of other surprises which could benefit you in your life. And by looking at this thing that you're receiving, there'll be some sort of new life contained within it that you can connect with and you can do something about it. Because remember, stones is super practical, it's earthy, so it's always things that you can do on this planet. So I've got all the resources, I've got all the information. How am I going to use this to get to my end goal? The world tree, so the world card in the regular tarot, shows a woman holding two wands in either hand, and she's surrounded by this wreath, and all the elements are around the wreath. So the message is that you don't need to protect yourself. You're perfectly balanced between earth and spirit, and because of that, nothing can really touch you. Here we've got the four seasons instead of the elements, so we've got earth and air and fire and water. Here we've got spring and summer and autumn and winter. And it's this message that you exist in a world of your own. You're kind of a special being, the same way he's a special being, because when you have the right information or you get presented with certain opportunities, what happens internally for you and the actions you take based on that process, that's what makes you a unique spiritual being. Other people would react differently. And the message is that it doesn't matter what your circumstances are, so don't let them influence you too much. Instead, go back to source, go back to who you are, look for clues, and it's by the understanding of the self that you're going to be able to influence the external world. So the cards are saying today that certain things may be extreme in terms of your circumstances, really good, or you may be presented with some sort of a puzzle that you have to figure out. And the first reaction is likely to be, I don't want to deal with this right now, I want to do something else. And the cards are reminding you that if you do stick with it, you'll get a lot of information from your tenacity and your diligence that lead you to a place where you feel you have all the information you need to create something that is incredibly meaningful for you, that provides you with safety and shelter, that provides you with a respite from the world and all its demands and influences, and it gives you a headquarters where you can sit and say, this is what we're going to do next. This is the job I'm going to take. This is the relationship I'm going to start. This is the trip I'm going to go on. So it's this maze becoming really clear for you specifically by looking at it and continuing to work with it, that opens up to give you something tremendous that offers huge amounts of security and a feeling of, I am in the exact right place in my life, in the world, and from this place of ease and comfort, I'm going to be able to make decisions in future that are really aligned with my purpose and that make my soul sing and that bring me joy. So you're like a detective today. You're a private investigator of your circumstances. By engaging with them, something is revealed to you that makes you feel invincible and allows you to make good choices. I love this guy. He looks so intense. So we've got the Two of Bows. Usually the Two of Bows is a young man holding the world in the palm of his hand. He's standing between two wands. And it's similar to this in the sense of, I'm taking control of my life, I'm making plans for the future, and it's that process, me making plans, me taking charge of my life, that opens a doorway on planet Earth that's just as real as any other doorway. So the cards are really harping on about this theme that you are a creator in your own right. That you're not just someone walking around responding to things. You create your world, you create your planet, and today it's important to seize that opportunity. So this guy is, his hair is standing on end, the flames are just everywhere. He's on top of a hill. So this is much more intense than the regular Two of Wands. It's not just saying I'm taking control of the world and doing something about it. It's I'm so fired up that I can't help myself. I've just climbed this whole mountain. That's this process. So I've analyzed and made sense of details. I've got to the peak of this mountain, and now I'm the boss. I'm the creator. I get to say what goes. He's kind of like Zeus. He's about to throw a lightning bolt almost. So this is the position you can occupy. You can say, I am so certain now about who I am. This whole process has revealed what I do like and what I don't like and what works for me and what doesn't. And I'm the only one on top of here, so I get to decide what happens next. And it is so strong that you can't help yourself. So that's amazing, because if you can't help yourself, then there's no doubt. There's no fear. There's just a conviction and a clarity that this is something that fires me up, therefore I want to do something about it because I want my life to be enjoyable and positive. I don't want to be bored every day or just afraid or holed up somewhere. I want to live my life to its full extent. And that allows you to then almost fly back down to planet. Well, you're on top of this hill isolated, but once you've made this decision, it allows you to kind of touch the ground again, to come off your high peak and to engage with other people down in the valley, in the village, and to say, this is what I'm now doing. So it puts you in a place where you can take immediate action. You can be super practical about everything. And it may be that this certainty and this decision then works backwards. The decision presents you with some sort of blessing. And when you take action on that blessing, that's what gets you to a safe, comfortable, happy spot. Or it could be that the opportunity comes in, you work it out, gives you that sense of certainty, and that's what clicks into this big decision. So it really doesn't matter which way around you do it. The opportunities for practical change are there. Coming home to your happy place, that is also there. So whether the opportunity comes first or your inspiration comes first, ultimately this is where you're going. And it's a process that really makes you feel alive and that gives you back a sense of control. I'm not just a passenger on this boat, I'm the captain. I'm not a victim, I'm someone who gets to make my own rules and to experience life the way I want to experience it. So it's manifestation in the biggest sense that you can have it, really, because the whole world changes as a result of your internal processes. Number-wise, we've got the ace, which counts as 1, and 21, that's 22. And another 2 is 24. 2 and 4 is 6, and 6 is a temporary opportunity. So make sure you don't let yourself be fatigued and say, oh, this is boring or too hard, I don't want to figure this out. If you get that sense, then really say, I am going to figure this out, I'm going to do it, because there's a good outcome at the end of that process in this card and in this card. And if you feel super certain about what you're doing, then say, this is a temporary opportunity. I need to act on this feeling now to get to this happy place. So it looks amazing. It looks like you're growing up. You're becoming the woman or the man who you've always wanted to be. And you're not going to let yourself be talked out of it or delayed. I mean, can you reason with him? I don't know. If you told him, hey, buddy, get off the hill, it's dangerous, we need to put a boundary around it, and what are you doing? I don't think the response would be very understanding. I think he might throw one of the ones at your head. So it's that sense of certainty in a good way that allows you to get things done. So I hope you have a wonderful Friday. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to audio reading with me. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.